Hey, what's up everyone? Happy Friday. Happy 4th of July weekend from the Bay Area. Lovely day here in the Bay Area. I see Jasper's already in the live chats. Today we'll be talking about cloud stacking and Twitter SEO. Some really cool stuff. And we're going to talk about Yaks, an interesting product that Jesper has put together. Don't forget to visit today's sponsor, hrefs.com/AWT. And if you're watching, don't be shy. Say hi in live chat. Stefan, my man. If you're just joining, don't be shy. Say hi in the live chats. We'll be talking about cloud stacking and Twitter SEO. And then product that Jasper has actually created to help with cloud stacking, that you can create hundreds of pages. Interesting stuff. I was actually just looking at it. We'll have him show it to us a little bit and see how well it does on creating pages. Some really good stuff I'm looking forward to. All right, guys. Don't forget to visit today's sponsor, hrefs.com/AWT. For those in the U.S., any fun 4th of July weekend plans? I hear a lot of flights are being canceled, so everyone's hitting the road. Jasper, if you're listening and watching the YouTube, if you can dial in and see, let's get you in. See Jasper joining in the back end right now. All right, Jasper, let me make sure I see you here. Be sure to get your questions ready. If you have anything on cloud stacking or Twitter SEO, I'll address them in the order that they are received. And let's try to keep the questions on topic. I know it was kind of throwing off our guests last week on topics, so we want to make sure let's stay on topic on the questions. Jasper, I see you, my man. Can you hear me okay? Can you say something? Let me see if I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Love it. Love it. All right. Yes. Maybe you want to... Can you bring the camera down a little bit so we can see your... see more? All right. We have Jesper already in the back, looking good. There we go. Right there. Oh. Yep. Maybe a little more. Maybe you can move it to the side a little bit because you're off to the side there. Maybe just
sorry, what?
Maybe just like bring it down a little more. Right. There. Perfect. Love it. All right, Jasper. What I do is I actually go through a few videos in the very beginning, and then give me about 8 to 10 minutes after 12 my time, and I will introduce you in. All right. I see you're already interacting with people on the live chat. There's just people there. Just you can talk to them while we get things ready here. All right. Love it. Is that a webcam? Because you're pretty sharp. Are you using a DSLR?
It's a webcam. It's called 4K webcam, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
And you know, as you can see, I have a green wall. Actually, my wife painted the wall green.
Yeah, I see. Because all your videos, you actually do the behind. You know, you actually cut yourself out, right? You green screen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Today we'll be talking about cloud stacking and Twitter SEO with our special guest Jesper Nissen. Today's sponsor is hrefs.com/AWT. Don't be shy. Say hi in the live chat. I see Andy Palomo. Stoked to listen to this one. Welcome, Andy. Happy Friday, Luther. Hello, y'all. Fletcher. Hi, Jasper. Hi, Dre. Ernesto. My man. All right, guys. Don't be shy. Say hi in the live chat. Today, we'll be talking about cloud stacking and Twitter SEO with our special guest, Jesper Nissen, who actually developed a product called Yex, which is very, very cool. I was just watching some videos on it. I would love to see how it actually works. He's going to show us today. Give us something special. All right, guys, we got about 3 more minutes to go. If you're in the live chat right now, don't be shy. Say hi and let me know where you're from. Love meeting you guys. Today, again, we'll be talking about cloud stacking and Twitter SEO. If you don't know what that is, you'll find out today. Carol from Florida. Hello. If you see this logo pop up whenever, let me know how many times you've seen it. Shoot me an email, put your comment, guess in the comments below or in the live chats at the end. I'll catch it. If you get it, you'll get some free stuff from Hrefs, a t-shirt, a mug, some stickers, a notebook. Some really, really cool stuff. All right. Jasper, how's the weather out there in your area?
The weather is perfect, although it has been raining today, but it's very, very hot today for Danish conditions, 25 degrees Celsius, I think. So it's been nice.
Nice.
I've been watching Tour de France most of the day because I don't know if you know the Tour de France started in Copenhagen today.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
Well, you're in Denmark, right?
I'm in Denmark. Yeah, I live in the town of Aalborg. So the northern part of Denmark. So
love it. All right, guys, we got less than a minute to go. If you're in the live chat, put your shout outs. I'm gonna go ahead and get things ready here, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, Jasper, I'll see you in about 5 to 8 minutes. All right.
No problem.
All right, guys, we got about 30 seconds to go. Don't be shy. Say hi in the live chats. We have a great one today.
Yeah. get it started, no delay, let's work. Wanna see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera, steady dropping knowledge. Over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show. Hey!
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show where SEO is alive and fun. My name is Paul Andre De Vera, aka Dre, and I curate SEO videos released in the past week into about 1-minute clips. My favorite part of the show is when I get to introduce my guest, and my guest this week is the founder of SEO Denmark, Jesper Nissen. Before we get started, let's say what's up to everyone in chat. I see Carol, Jasper, Andy, Stefan, Luther, Fletcher, Ernesto. Welcome everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get on with the show.
This is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Why do SEOs love the farmer's market? Lots of organic content.
All right, first with Google. Google updated its advanced SEO documentation yesterday with the ability to inject canonical tags with JavaScript. I know a few SEOs out there who love experimenting with canonical tags. So for more info on the canonicals, check out the link below. Okay, Sam O published a video this past week on his favorite SEO tips that work. Let's check them out.
Which is to preserve link equity by fixing broken backlinks. Broken backlinks are links that point to a broken page, and because they're pointing to a 404 page, your site isn't getting any value from them. But if you restore your broken pages with backlinks or redirect that URL to a live and relevant one, you should be able to get that value. Alright, the next tip is to license your custom images with Creative Commons. Creative Commons licenses allow creators to license their content under copyright law, meaning if you license out your work through Creative Commons, people can use your images on their site legally. Now, this might not sound all that appealing, but some of these licenses require people to provide attribution to the creator, which often comes in the form of a link. All right, the next SEO tip is to strategically repurpose blog posts to videos to own more SERP real estate. As I'm sure you've seen, Google is showing more and more videos in their search engine results pages, and the vast majority of these results are from YouTube. Many people complain about this, but the way I see it is that your brand has the opportunity to own at least 2 spots on the first page of Google. And this is a big plus because the more SERP real estate you own, the more clicks and impressions you'll get.
I love that that tactic on using video and blogs together. I mean, because you could dominate the SERPs with that, and that's a new strategy that I'm actually implementing in a bunch of my current clients and companies. All right, so I want to go ahead and ask, how do you resolve crawl but not index? Olga Zarzeczna answers. Let's check it out.
I look for things that can be improved in terms of EAT. Usually, it is like the site is producing a lot of content, and those are like short pages. They do not bring any value, anything new to the table. And very often this is the reason. So EAT, overall quality improvements of the site, but this is usually a very long process, and it sometimes takes months for to be able to rebuild the site, like give Google more signals to trust it. So usually it's EAT, I would say, from my experience.
So the idea of kind of thin content is something you mentioned at the beginning, but thin content that actually serves a purpose for the audience of that specific brand or company. If they've got sufficient EAT and it is potentially useful, then that will potentially move them from the non-index to the index state.
Yes.
We love to eat here on the SEO video show. Creating in your expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness framework will help you get ranking always. Okay, the 5 pieces of content created by Ryan Stewart. Let's check this out.
So the process that we follow here is ideation and then validation, right? For all you SEOs out there that are wanting to punch me in the face for not talking about keywords because I think they don't matter, this is my process. So start with problems, right? Brainstorm a list of problems, literally draw that straw chart that I showed you. What is the problem that they're having? Where do they want to get to? And how do we help them get there? Just start by brainstorming that. I'm telling you, it's so simple, but it's so powerful, so impactful. Well, we're going the wrong way. The next thing is drilling into the pillars, right? So those are the, again, going back to our 6-figure months example. So like positioning, productization, and lead generation. We want to drill into those, tap into their interests, what type of content will catch and hold their attention. I kind of just list those out for you. And then this is more for internal, add them to your content workbook and then flush them out, right? And when you're flushing them out, this is what I like to do, right? So I start here, and this is why it's so powerful. I have to work with my team on this a lot, is I start with the problems and I validate using keywords, not the opposite way, right?
For those working with marketing teams at big companies, developing a content for different parts of the funnel and the buyer's journey is how you can drive more pipeline. Okay. Unlinked Brent mentions link building like a boss by Matt Diggity. Let's check this one out.
This still works very well in this day and age if you do it the right way. An unlinked brand mention is when someone references your name on your brand, but they just don't link to you. Like this guy here who only ranked me 18 on this list of best SEO blogs. Terrible, I know. So at this point, you expect me to write an email to him saying, bro, you used my name, please link to my site. But the reason this doesn't work is because if they would have linked to you, they would have done it in the first place. So again, we're gonna flip the script. Hold my beer, please. I'm gonna have my VA create a complete list of someone else's unlinked brand mentions, someone I want to link from. Then I'm gonna deliver this to them as a favor and ask if they could do me a favor back. After all, I did all this work for someone, it would only be polite. Here's how to get a quick list of unlinked brand mentions. Go to Ahrefs Content Explorer, type in the brand name here at the top, then minus the URL. Then highlight unlinked domains. Now down below, you'll have a list of sites that mention HubSpot, but don't link to them. Now send HubSpot this script. Hey, Baba the Hutt. Being a fan of HubSpot and the SEO you do over there, I wanted to do you a solid. I created this list of unlinked brand mentions of where people use your quotes, expertise, and research, but didn't give you credit via the link. I hope this helps. If you could do me a quick solid back, I could use a link to my site. This script converts super nice.
This tactic doesn't just work for links. If you want anything from someone, show them value first. Help them out with without asking their help. Okay, bravo Matt for dropping that knowledge bomb. Love it. You know what else I love? You guys and my special guest today. Without you guys, this show would not be possible. But before we get started, I introduce my guest. Here's a word from our sponsor. Are you sick of your competitors outranking you in the search results? Your solution is Ahrefs Webmaster Tools, and it's free $99. This isn't one of your 14-day free trial offers. Instead, it's a super powerful tool that'll do a full website audit for you and keep working for you for free. It'll scan your site and prioritize precisely what you need to fix and improve for your search results. Visit ahrefs.com webmaster-tools for this free tool. Find the link below, and by checking our sponsors, you support this show. Now let's introduce our guest. Jasper has a master's degree in physics. In 2008, he founded his first company, Computer People, that specialized in web design and SEO. There he designed his own CMS that built more than 700 websites. By 2020, he founded SEO Denmark after being inspired by Kyle's lowering of some tests. Every day, he tries to isolate the things that work in his own SEO strategies. Please welcome Jesper Nissen. Jasper, my man, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing super good to be here.
Welcome. You know, Jasper, I remember I actually first met you. I don't know if you remember this. We were actually in a mastermind, and you came in a few times, and then you didn't. We were in the mastermind at the SIE group. It was me and a few other guys, and you know that's where I was like, "Oh, that's Jasper," and that's okay. And then now I see like you're doing all this stuff here. Awesome stuff. Where did you go? How come you stopped showing up?
I don't know. I just had to focus on my own stuff. You know, following all these news in the SIA group is just too much information. So,
love it. Okay, you know, I ask this question all the time for the very first question I ask all my guests. In 1 minute or less, how does Jasper get ranking on page 1 of Google?
Well, how do I do? It depends on competition, of course, but you need to, well, I always start searching on Google, right? And then I make sure to write excellent content about around all the entities I found on Google on page one. And all the image entities I also make sure to include. And I include the entities in both the link building content and the target URL. And then I build a lot of links. And I use social signals also. Social signals is something that we're going to talk about, you know, Twitter and Tumblr and YouTube and all these guys here. So that's what I do it a lot. And most people actually don't do it. So you have slight competitive advantage if you do that.
Love it. First knowledge bomb of the day. And I can't wait to touch upon all the social signals. All right, let me rewind this real quick. Hold on. Jasper, you got to take us way back. Take us way back into time. Tell us first, how'd you first get into SEO?
Well, actually, it was, I think it was 15 years ago, because back in 2007, 2008, I designed my very first content management system, which was actually an automated content management system with built-in SEO. So I was very interested in Google optimization way back then, 15 years ago, and I thought, well, why not build a CMS with built-in SEO? So that's what I did, and I think I built 700 websites in that CMS back then. So yeah, it's been 15 years, 16 years, something like that.
Love it. So what actually made you get interested into SEO anyways then?
Well, I think it's just what got me interested in, you know, a lot of people just, you know, kept asking me, can you help me with my website? Can you help me with my SEO? Can you help me with my rankings? And then I just started experimenting by myself, trial and error. But actually, it was 4 years ago that I got really, really interested in SEO when I stumbled upon a guy called Carl Roof that I know, that, you know, we all know, of course. And, you know, I have a master degree in theoretical physics and quantum physics from the University of Copenhagen. So his approach to scientific testing really got my attention, and I thought there is something here. He's onto something. And then I started, you know, experimenting, doing testing, and joined the SIA, as you know, and that just got me hooked. All his tests.
Love it. How has some of, like, you know, with all this, the science background, the physics background, I mean, even with testing, how can you, like, you know, is there like any relations there with how you conduct your tests?
No, not really. I think it's just not really. I wouldn't say that. I don't use quantum physics in my daily SEO work.
All right.
That could be cool. Quantum SEO. I might start thinking about that one. Yeah, quantum SEO.
Oh, now that sounds good. Love it. All right. So I want to go. Okay, now that you got people asking you this, you were interested in it. So actually, how'd you learn it? I mean, you said you test. I mean, were there other people you followed? You said you joined SIA. You were looking at Kyle Roof. Like, how else did you learn it? Other.
Well, I followed. Of course, I read all of Kyle Roof's tests, and I tried to do single variable tests on my own websites. But I took his courses, of course, Kyle Roof's courses, and also, you know, the guy called Clint Butler also has excellent courses in the schema. Then there was this Australian guy called John Romaine. He has a system called Bring the SEO, and he was actually the first one that actually, you know, put it all together for me. You know, content. How do you do a content map? How do you do link building? How do you do it all in a systematic way? So, and that was, I think, 3 years ago that I took his course, and then I started building websites using his approach actually, and you know, started trying to rank these websites for myself, and you know, build my knowledge like this, and well, fast forward, and here we are now. So it's trial and error, I think.
Love it. Trial and error, guys. Trial and error. That's the fastest way you can learn it. And for those for those that are interested, Kyle and Clint Butler have also been past guests here on the show. So be sure to check out their episodes and see what they talk about, what, you know, Jasper was learning off of. Great stuff from those guys. Okay, so I want to go into more of, like, are there any other, like, groups that you are in? Like, do you, like, other websites? Are you on Facebook groups? Is there anything like other stuff like that?
Yeah, I follow. I'm in Terry Power's group. I don't know if Terry has been here on your show.
Yeah.
but he's also a lot into cloud stacking and all these Google optimizations. And I think that I'm in a ton of Facebook groups, SEO signals, and I don't know, hundreds of SEO groups on Facebook. It just takes too much time. I also now have 3 Facebook groups of my own, so it's just. And also a guy I also follow is Chris Palmer. I'm sure that you know Chris Palmer. It's just a great guy. So it's great fun to watch his videos.
Love it, guys. I mean, those are great places to learn again. The Facebook groups, there's even Skype groups, Slack groups. I know Jasper and I are in a bunch of Skype groups together. I want to go into, into our topic today. I mean, this is something that I kind of talked about with Terry. Some people will talk about it, but not in much depth. And I want to go into really, really depth of cloud stacking. And again, our audience here today is it's a mixture of those who are hardcore testers, gray hatters, enterprise SEOs, and for those that don't know about cloud stacking, can you explain what is cloud stacking?
Well, the cloud stacking is a subject that I stumbled upon, I think, about 3 years ago, and it's the basically you're building a website, HTML website, and then you're uploading it to a cloud hosting service like Amazon has their cloud hosting and Microsoft has their cloud hosting. And the thing is that when you upload a website to, for example, Microsoft cloud hosting service, then your website is actually on the Windows.net domain. And if you use Ahrefs to inspect the Windows.net domain, you'll know that it's super duper powerful. And albeit, if you upload the website, it's actually on a subdomain on Windows.net, but it's super duper strong. So it just inherits so much authority and so much backlink authority just by being on the Windows.net, even though it's a subdomain. Mm-hmm. And what I can see in my, in all of my experience, all of my testing is that it's just so super powerful. So I have, built this software called Yax that I use now to build these cloud stacks for me. But before I started building Yax, I actually built them in hand. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that even if I knew that they were super powerful, I just found myself not doing it because it just takes too long. I need to do, you need to sit there and, write all the HTML in hand, and it just takes so much time. So I built this the software called Yax for myself in the beginning. Started December last year, and for myself and my clients. And then I thought, after a couple of months of development, why can't I perhaps I'm not the only one interested in this. Mm-hmm. And then I made it into a product and started selling it 2.5 months ago, and I've got users now on the system, and it's just working out perfect. So yeah.
Love it. I would love to talk more about that, but let me go ahead and ask. We have a question here from the audience, and before we get back to what I was going to ask here, it goes, "Hi Jasper, this is from Stefan. Hi Jasper, who do you recommend the cloud stacks for? Small businesses, content sites, e-commerce sites?"
I see it working super well for local businesses, super well, because you can embed. Let's say you can embed Google Maps, or you can embed Twitter Moment, or you can embed YouTube videos, stuff like that. Also Google My Business posts, or you can hotlink Google My Business images. You can do all of this embed stuff on the cloud stacks. And let's say you build a cloud stack of 250 pages. Click a button, 250 pages, then you get 250 embeds on the Google Maps. Mm-hmm. And what I see is that it boosts your local SEO rankings extremely well for local SEO. Mm-hmm. But also, content sites and e-commerce sites, it takes more work, takes more cloud pages, but for sure it can also, in certain cases, if the competition is not too strong, can also move something. But you need more if it's not local SEO. Mm-hmm. So I think it's especially helpful for local SEO. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, speaking of cloud stacks, and what other kind of cloud companies are you using then? I'm curious. So if you mentioned one of them, can you go down a list of what we can use, which ones are powerful, and yeah.
Well, currently I use Microsoft Azure. I have Amazon S3. I have Google Cloud. Then we have Backblaze, and we have a guy called Linode. and Wasabi is number 6, and we're working on adding at least 10 more into Yax, but you could also, of course, you could upload them by hand if you don't want to pay for Yax. But those are the 6 guys that I use. So, and they tend to have relatively good metrics, all of them. The 3 that I like the most, or the 3 that are the strongest, are Amazon, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. But the other guys are also powerful. So the thing that you need to remember is content is super duper important. And if you're buying guest posts, or if you're buying niche edits or something like that, if you're buying links, you cannot always control the content. You cannot always control what's in the title, what's the meta title. But if you're building your cloud pages, it's your pages, so it's your links, so you can control it 100%. So that's the main benefit of building cloud stacks, as I see it, together with the built-in authority.
Love it. Okay, let's talk about the content in it then. So you're talking about some good content. You're not, when you're making these websites, you're not using like spun content, gibberish or anything like that. You're actually creating good content. Like, explain.
Well, it depends. I think that I know that there are many users that are actually using this for local SEO. And I noticed in your introduction you mentioned that you could actually dominate page 1 if you have your website, if you have a YouTube video, and I know that I can also rank with Trader Moments, can also show up on page 1.
Oh yeah.
And if you also have an optimized cloud page, this can also show up on page 1. So now you have 4 properties on page 1. You have your website, your cloud page, your YouTube video, your Twitter Moments. So if you want to rank one page, of course, optimized content is super duper important. But you can also use, content production tools like Article Forge or Jasper.ai or WriterZen or, any of these tools. And I also use these tools because if I'm going to build a 100-page website, say, for example, obviously then I'm not sitting there writing, 10,000 lines of content in hand. It's just not possible. So you need, help with these AI tools. So I use both. Handwritten articles for single pages, and then, content production tools for these mass pages. And if you do it correctly, and if you, insert entities into your content, the link building content, they can push quite a lot, actually. They can, yeah.
Love it. This is like you said entities multiple times in our conversation here, so I'm curious. So how are you finding entities to put into your content?
Well, I use different tools. I use, of course, topical relevance. I'm sure that you know topical relevance from Joe Priest. Yeah.
Yep.
So I use topical relevance, of course, but then I also use, I search for my keyword in Google, click on the images, and then you see a list of the image entities. And then it's just page 1. I have plugins, SEO Minion to scrape the people also ask, and I have keyword. What's it called? A plugin called keyword something. I don't know.
Everywhere.
Keywords everywhere. I think.
Yeah.
Keywords everywhere. I think it's called. So I think I'm doing actually more or less the same as probably a lot of other SEO guys are doing now. So using these plugins to take the shortcut. So that's what I do, and try to kind of like incorporate all of these keywords and sentences into the content and write content about it, and it helps. It ranks really well, actually. I'm not using any tools like Quora. I know that Quora is the top tool by Tedcobitis. I'm not using that one, but this is the top tool, of course, to go to. And I also tried using what's called his tool, Carl Roof's tool. What's it called?
Page Optimizer Pro.
Yeah, I used Page Optimizer Pro, obviously, of course, also. I didn't use Server SEO, but now I'm not using any of these tools. So I'm just doing it in hand, everything. I know I should measure.
Love it. If you can do it by hand and you're ranking, that's all you need. And I'm curious because this is something. Oh, we have here Quim. It's Jesper Nissen. Yo. What's up, Quim? Okay, so I'm curious now, like you've been talking about cloud stacking and you're talking how difficult, you've been doing this by hand before. So you said, hey, I wanted to go ahead and just create a software to help me like build this, save some time. I'm curious, are you able to kind of show us kind of how it's done really quickly?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
You can share your screen if you can pull it up and sharing your screen there. Let me see. Yeah, let me go ahead and
see.
Let me bring you on here.
There's a red button. So there's a red button called toggle screen sharing. Should I click this?
Yeah.
Let me try. All right.
Oh.
So you can see my screen now.
Oh, there we go. Now we can see it. Love it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you can see my screen now. Yes.
Yep.
All
yes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So so this is my tool. So the thing is I'm using Yax, my tool, to build these cloud pages. And what I see is that when I'm building, you can see before I came on the show, I just did a little test for myself. I built a 100-page website, link building training. Let's see what it looks like. Just click view here. Mm-hmm. So this is what it looks like. And this website contains 100 pages. So I can just click on these pages, and it has 100 pages. And if I was going to build this in hand, 100 pages, obviously in HTML, you need to remember to edit the menu items. It would probably take me, I don't know, a full-time month, 1 month, and it's simply just not possible. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my website builder. So in essence, what Yax is, it's a website builder, and I built in a lot of SEO. I built in automated schema. I built in automated SEO optimization. I built in jump links. I built in keywords inserted everywhere in the code. I built in image SEO. I built in everything. So because I built this for myself. So yeah. So what it is you simply start by selecting a design that you want. So just check this boxing, and then it's just check this step by step. And I built in a couple of diagrams here, so it builds automated links also. So I'm not sure if you are aware of what a link wheel is, but a lot of SEO guys, old school SEO guys, they know these link wheels and they still build them. So it's a circular construction of cloud pages that you just interlink like this. Mm-hmm. And another variant of link wheels, and this is stack mode here is what I call the umbrella diagram. This is what I most use because then I have a single buffer page, and then I have if I'm building a 100-page website, then I have one buffer page, and I have 99 cloud pages that are all pointing to this buffer page. Mm-hmm. So and this gives me then I send all the links to the indexer, and then this gives me one super powerful link. Ooh. Then I upload a spun version to Backblaze, to Wasabi, to Google Cloud, and the 3 other clouds, Linode, and the clouds that we have. And then I get a total of 6 extremely powerful backlinks, because you actually have the combined power of 600 pages, all channeled into only 6 links. And so let me go ahead and just demonstrate to you how it works. I want to build one web page, right? And my target URL, let's say I want to channel all the power into my own website, JesperNissen.com. And then we have a lot of options here. I'm just clicking next. Mm-hmm. And I want to boost link building training. And I'll just type the meta description here. Mm-hmm. And click, should we have a logo? Mm-hmm. Let's have a small logo here, and then click next. And in this section, actually, I have programmed it so it actually builds all the entire local business schema. You can choose what kind of service your company is: diagnostic lab, clinic, optician, pharmacy, etc. So I just choose professional service for myself, just with SEO. So if I'm building a cloud stack or cloud page for local SEO website. Mm-hmm. Let's say I have a rank and rent website that doesn't represent a real company because it's a rank and rent website, right? So it doesn't have a company name per se. What I would do then is I would choose the correct business type here. And then I would say city keyword, Los Angeles plumber or Los Angeles locksmith or something like that. And all of these informations that I'm typing here, they are going into the local business schema, and they're also going into the footer. So I'm just typing my address, blah, blah, blah. It's my Danish address. So you can see this is my roads and my website. And I know that different SEOs, they have different opinions if footer links should be do follow or no follow. So that's why I inserted all of these checkboxes here, so you can actually determine should the footer link be do follow or no follow. I click the preview here. So now I can see that I'm starting to build out the website. See the footer down here. We also include the HTML sitemap automatically. And the privacy policy is also auto-generated, because it's kind of like the privacy policy. It's kind of like a indirect ranking factor. It's not a ranking factor per se, but it's something that's it's a kind of like a trust thing. I mean, if it's a spam website, then you wouldn't have a privacy policy, right?
Yep.
So the citations field is just to open this here, 2 seconds. The citations field is just a place where I put my citations, because if you are into schema, then you know that you can put these citations into the same as.
Yep.
I won't go into details with that, but they go into the same as inside of the schema. Just click next, and then I made the decision to have, for each page that I'm creating, I made the decision to have one target keyword and then 7 supporting keywords, because what I see in my testing and in my experience is that you need supporting keywords, entities, long tail keywords. You need them in your subheaders. So up here in the meta title, this keyword is the target keyword. Click preview again. So it goes into the H1, it goes into the meta title, it goes into the menu item up here, and it goes into the URL also. So that's all done for you. It also goes into as a keyword in the schema code. And we come down to the keywords. So let's say I have so it's link building training. What is link building? I could say this, and I could say SEO. Now I'm just typing very fast because I know that the clock is ticking. Bing, Yahoo, so just examples, backlinks, and optimization. Again, it is just an example, so I'm clicking next. Good. And I'll choose a top banner image, presentation image. Where are we? I'll just use, let's say, this guy here. And contents. I can insert spun content. Let's see here, cloud stacking content.
Oh, you can actually put with the spinner, like.
Yeah, you can. Exactly. So I just prepared it in advance. So we have some fun content. It's just a demonstration, right?
Yeah.
I'm
saying the interface is so beginner friendly.
Yeah, it's just it was really important for me to make it user friendly, because I know that I spent a lot of time and obviously also a lot of money to develop this. So it's always it's not good if users think they don't use it because they don't understand the user interface. So So I did it as simple as humanly possible, and obviously you need a lot of input fields, because what we're doing now is we're actually building an entire web page in hand with everything. And now I'm inserting images to go next to the content, and let me just and I can also embed my website. So let me say,
like as an iframe or something like that. Or?
Yeah, it's then embedded as an iframe. So what I then do is, so now I have images, I have these jump links, and I have image here, and I have the iframe, and then I can also just check one last image. Let's check this guy here, and I click next, I'll just skip this for now. This is an extra content element. It's not important, but it's just an extra content element you can insert. I'll just skip this for now. It's not super important. We have questions. What is link building? Let's see, what is link building? And then I can insert my spam contents. And I can give one more. Does backlinks matter? And let me show you what will happen then. Then what Jax will do is will actually generate these, these accordions down here.
Wow.
And obviously this is test content, but what you would do is that you would actually grab the questions from Google, and then you would write your own answers and put them in here. And then what it does is it actually creates the schema for it. So that's why I also have these fields with keywords, headlines, and name, because it goes into the schema code. So you can say, well, so this is my reply, right? And then I can type backlinks, SEO, Google, whatever. It's just examples. And all of these keywords and what I write here will go into the schema code. So you don't have to know anything about FAQ schema, because I did all the work for you. So so let's go to the next guy. It's here, and we can embed YouTube videos. And if you know spin tags, then I can assure you that these fields they support spin tags and also the Google My Maps. And this is the reason that it works so super duper well for local SEO, because of these embed fields. We just show what this looks like. And preview. So now we have the video here is embedded. If I scroll down, I can see that we have the Twitter moment embedded, and I can see that we have the Google My Maps embedded also here.
Wow.
So now we are actually basically done. I can also write extra links down here in the footer. Let me just type in some extra links so you can actually see what this looks like. And then I'm almost done. Oh, that was not. Here it is. Yeah, my Facebook link, right? Facebook. There's an extra space there. And then my Twitter account. And Twitter. And let's see what this looks like. Let me see, show you here. Then actually creates these, these links down here in the footer, right? So and then I'm actually done, and I can actually just, if I wanted more footer links, I could just insert them here, but I don't want to do that now because we need to hurry. So I click generate now, and what it's doing now is now it's thinking, and it's generating this cloud page for me. It's generating this HTML page for me. And I can now upload it directly to any of these clouds. And what is very nice is that when I click, for example, Linode, and I have my own Linode account, and I have my bucket called Nissen test, and I can say backlinks. Because backlinks is a keyword I want to rank for, right? So I click, now I click upload. So what it's doing now, it's connecting, and now it's done. So it connected to Linode, and now this is actually live. So this website or single page is actually live on the internet now. So you actually take this URL and you can go and inspect the source code and see exactly what's done. But so I have the Twitter moment embed, I have the Google My Maps, I have the footer links, and I have the privacy policy. Privacy policy is auto-generated, so it looks like this. Publisher, everything is perfect. And the sitemap, the HTML sitemap, which we also know is extremely good for SEO. And I also included these jump links here. And the reason I included these jump links is because I see from my testing that alone by having these jump links, having entities or long tail keywords, entered into these jump links and then jumping up to the relevant header, that gives you a little bit of a boost just by having these jump links. So I could say, well, so now I uploaded to Linode. So let's just investigate. Well, how powerful is this guy? So I can now click. I use Mangools. So Mangools is I'm sorry that it's a competitor. Oh, it's not a competitor to Ahrefs because I know that they're your sponsor, so sorry for that. But it's not a competitor to Ahrefs. But what I use it for is just to inspect the page authority and domain authority. So it just tells me that it has authority, built-in authority. So if you make a WordPress blog, if you go to WordPress.com, you create your company blog, insert some optimized content, and build, or send it to the indexing service or whatever. You get it indexed. There's no chance at all this will rank on page 1. No, never. I mean, you need a lot of content and you need a lot of backlinks. When it comes to these pages, they can rank on page 1. Of course, not for link building training like this, but they can rank on page 1 for local SEO terms. For local SEO terms, they can rank. I have seen it many times. So now what I did now was I built one backlink. So let me show you what I can do. I can actually go down to my websites. So here it is, right? Yep. So I can click regenerate, and then I can click regenerate. Let me just show you one magic thing here. So now it's thinking, and I can now upload it to, let's say, Wasabi. So Jesper, here it is. SEO link building. Let's say backlinks. I think it was backlinks that we chose, right? That's and uploads. And let's see what happens now. Now it's thinking, connecting to the Wasabi cloud storage, and there now it's done. So I can download. Now this is only one page, right? So I can download a CSV and PDF file with all of the links that I created here. But so now it says, can you see here, s3.wasabisys.com?
Yeah.
All of this is SEO optimized URLs. So as you mentioned, as when I built this website, I told you that the link building training, this is the target keyword. So it is in the URL, it is in the meta title, the menu item, the link building training. And if I right click to show source code, you can see all of this, from here, schema, optimized schema, all of this web page schema, main entity of page, blah, 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 offers here, offers here. And it, can you still see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, and you can see here the FAQ schema, and it has video object schema. So everything is optimized for you. Everything is done for you. So right now, it took me 20 minutes while we were talking. I built a link on Wasabisys. I built a link on Linode objects, Linode objects. And I can do the same thing on Google Cloud, Backblaze, and Azure and Amazon. And the reason I went back and regenerated is because it's spun content. So you can see when I'm clicking back and forth, you see it's not the same content.
Yeah, it changes.
So yeah, it changes. So I can do this. I can build. Currently, we can build 6 powerful backlinks in, let's say, 30 minutes.
Wow.
And it's spun content. It's uploaded directly to the cloud. So that's what I'm doing for myself and for my for my clients currently. And then of course I'm also using my YouTube SEO skills and my Twitter Moments methods to also boost the indexing rates and the ranking possibilities and ranking power of these guys. So yeah, that's basically it for Yaks. So yeah.
Love it, man. That was some awesome stuff. That's some secret weapon stuff there. I'm definitely gonna check that out. And you said, let's get you back on here. Let's put your camera back on here. All right.
Okay. Yes.
I see you. All right, man. That is awesome, Jasper. I mean, that's something that I've wow. It's everything like what Queen was saying it was very simple to follow. And what I love is the design of the pages. It doesn't look spammy or anything like that. They look really well designed, well laid out. It looks pleasing to the eye. You have all that it looks like one of those pages that you can buy like from the site.
Yeah, it's actually of course our these pages, they will rank sometimes. So it's important for me that they actually look like real websites and not just spam crap. So we took some time to actually generate or design these 3 templates. But what we're actually doing is we're going to expand on this. So we're going to, right now we have 3 design templates.
Yeah, I saw that.
And 3 design templates is not too much when you're building cloud stacks and you don't want to leave a footprint to Google.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing now is we're actually expanding Yax. So we're doing so many interesting, exciting things, so much interesting, exciting things. So we're going to build in AI content generation into Yax, both locally optimized content and national, general content into Yax. So you don't need to use writers or article forge. You don't need to use anything because we're going to build that in. We're also going to build in a templating system so you can actually bring your own templates.
Mm-hmm.
It's I know that's something that users, they are really asking for, and I hear the users, and so that's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And also I have so many plans, RSS feeds, and content syndication, and I have so many plans. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. So for those that are listening, I was talking to Jesper earlier, and Jesper, you said like for our viewers today, you can actually give a special discount code for everyone here.
Yes, I have. I think it's called SuperPaul, SuperPaul.
Okay,
So
SuperPaul, guys.
There's the SuperPaul. I'll type it in the chat. So the SuperPaul discount code gives you 30% discount for the first month of Yax.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to try it out, then you can go to the yax.site and sign up. And when you are purchasing, use the code SuperPaul, and you will get 30% discount. If it doesn't work, then reach out to me. I'll make it work.
Love it. Okay, so when I saw on your pricing page and everything like that, so once you build the pages and it's uploaded, it's yours. Even though if you only subscribe for like 1 month or 2 months, the pages that are uploaded will stay there forever, right?
Yeah, because what you need to do is you need to make an account on Amazon, Google, and all of these guys. Mm-hmm. And the websites that you create with Yax, upload to the clouds, they are yours. So you don't need anything. Obviously, if you don't have Yax anymore, you can't go into re-upload, and you need Yax for that. But once you re-upload them, they are yours.
Love it. Okay, we're coming close to time here, but I still want to talk about a little bit about your social signals, because social signals is something I believe in very, very, very well. I use them all the time. I use authoritative signals, like I find some expired ones, stuff like that. So I'm curious on how you are using social signals in your SEO strategy.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm actually it's an integrated part of my link building strategies, because when I'm building cloud stacks, I call them power stacks. So what I do typically for a client is I build 5, 6 power stacks on each cloud with 100 pages or something like that, and then point them to the target URL. But then I'm building Twitter moments and embedding Twitter moments in these power stacks. And also afterwards, after I'm done, I'm pointing Twitter moments and Reddit posts and YouTube links and Tumblr links to these power stacks, because what I have seen in my testing is that when you embed a Google map and when you embed a Twitter moment, you improve your indexing rates. And this is true to all kinds of websites, but especially with cloud pages, because this is what I'm doing the most. It matters most to me, of course, and we know that indexing is it's kind of difficult. But if you do embed these guys, it helps with indexing. And I also see that if you point, let's say you point 3, 4, 5 Twitter moments to the same power stack, I'm not sure why, but it kind of like it validates it in Google. So it's a kind of like a validation signal. Also, something as simple as a Facebook link. You make a post on Facebook and link to your power stack or whatever, your Google stack. This will also validate. And you can then take this Facebook link and put it into Twitter as a tweet. So you tweet this Facebook link. Then you make a Twitter moment where you combine all of these. So you also you make a Reddit post, and what I see is that Reddit posts, even if they are no follow, because they are no follow links, Reddit posts, even if they are no follow, they most of the times actually they actually move the needle just a little bit, especially if it's an aged Reddit account. And then you make a Reddit post, and then you tweet that Reddit post also, and also include this in the Twitter moment. And all of these little tips and tricks, most SEO guys, they don't do this. So if you do this, you have a slight advantage over the other guys. So let's say you build cloud stacks, you build PPN links, and then you also build Twitter moments like I just mentioned. Then you have an advantage over the other guys because they don't know anything about Twitter moments. They don't know how to do it, and then they just don't do it. So I find it to be, again, extremely powerful for local SEO. And in my Danish rank and rent websites which I make here in Denmark, I have typically the Twitter moment is ranking on page 1 for the long tail keywords. So I have the Twitter moment, I have the target website, I have the YouTube video, and I also typically have the playlist of the YouTube video ranking for that target keyword. Because I also tweet the YouTube video and the playlist also. So it's just your imagination. What can you do with these social signals? Interlink them. And there's also this relatively new Google property called Stay Keen that I also use. And there's also this fyi.to I also use because it also indexes extremely fast. So yeah, it's just my experience that it really helps. I mean, obviously, one tweet, one Reddit post is not the same as a super duper powerful PBN link. Obviously not. But what I'm saying is that it enhances your chances of ranking if you do these things. So it's kind of like a supplement. Yeah.
Man, that's some real hardcore knowledge bombs there. Wow. So I want to I'm at the end of the show here. I want to ask my last question. We have actually a question here from Andy Palomo. Discount is Superpole, correct? SUPERPOLE or
no, Superpole PAUL.
Superpole. SUPERPAUL.
Yeah.
All right,
yes,
Super
yes,
Paul,
exactly.
Super me, Super Paul Andre. All right,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yes,
Super Paul, guys, Super Paul. All right, so okay, I want to go ahead and ask this last question that I asked all my SEO professionals to come on here. Jasper, man, you've been an awesome guest here. But so for those that want to get into SEO and like become an SEO professional, what would your advice be to them?
I think the advice would be to build your own website and simply try to rank that, because that's it's only when you actually try to rank that you actually learn to do SEO. It is the only. I know it sounds boring. I know it's boring, guys, but SEO, it entails a lot of work. It entails copywriting, and it entails building a lot of pages, internal linking, backlinks. Do the work. That's as simple. It's just simple. Do the work.
Love it, Jasper. Thank you so much. That was so awesome. Can you hold on for one quick second while I sign off real quick? Hold on real quick. All right, guys. That concludes another episode of the SEO Video Show. I hope you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I mean, I learned a lot today. I'm going to check out this new tool by Jasper. It seems really, really awesome. If you understand the power of cloud stacks, this is a tool to check out. Until next week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday. Peace out.
Thank you for watching. Hope you come back next week. Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Hope you learn something new, cause the vibe is incredible. From the special SEO professionals, SEO video show. Let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera helping you step it up. No delay right now. Time to level up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Woo!